Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February, yes, February 2017 general reading. Isn't the time flying by? Remember that these are general readings and there's a lot of you watching, so of course they're going to mean different things to different people, to lesser or greater intensities for some uh, versus others. So if you know your rising and your moon sign, make sure to watch those videos as well. They may resonate for you a little more predictably this month, and they may just give you additional bits of insight and clarity on what's going on over the time frame that this reading covers, which is February 2017. Thank you. Always a note of gratitude. Thank you for your continued feedback and support and comments, for watching and listening and subscribing, and welcome to any newcomers that are with us today. Thank you as well to those of you who continue to reach out for one-on-one readings, and to my regular clients as well. It's always an honor and a pleasure to read for you. And I thank you for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage for a little more information and my email address, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you or with anyone else. I also do gift readings for people if you'd like to purchase those for family, friends, or loved ones as well. You can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. And since I do readings full time, 6 days a week, I'm able to get back with you pretty quickly. And turnaround time is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks, we can set up a reading for you. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. I do a variety of types of readings as well as lengths of time and year overviews as well. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Gemini for February 2017. Gemini, February 2017. What does the month of Gemini have in store? Sorry, what does the month of February have in store for our Geminis? Got my words a little backwards there. Gemini, the twins, the air sign of Gemini. What does the month of February have in store for you, Gemini? February 2017. Okay, Gemini. We begin with the Magician, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, followed by the Hermit, the Six of Wands, followed by the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, followed by the Ace of Cups. And from the bottom of the deck, as your overall energy, we have the Two of Swords. Well, Gemini, it looks like the month of February for a lot of you. It looks like you've reached a completion stage with something, and you're trying to make a decision about moving forward on something. For some of you, I feel like this is going to be very project oriented. This could be a work or job related project, a creative or even artistic endeavor for some of you. Some of you, this is going to be more relationship oriented as well. But it looks like it's kind of a step back and kind of contemplate where you are, where you've been investing your time and energy and perhaps resources. Um, and making a decision on where to go. I'm actually going to start with your overall card, the card from the bottom of the deck. Your overall energy is the Two of Swords, air energy here, which is the element that governs swords, cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. The Suit of Swords is all about how we look at things, belief systems and outlooks and perspectives and perceptions. So the Two of Swords is a card of duality. It's a card that represents being at a crossroads and feeling a bit stuck. It also can indicate a resistance or reluctance to dealing with something in front of you, or feeling conflicted about making a choice and choosing a path. The blindfold can represent that some of you may not feel like you have all the information you need in order to make this decision yet. And for others of you, that blindfold can indicate that, again, a reluctance, a resistance to move forward, to make a decision and choose something once and for all, to commit to a certain path. But the fact that it's come up Gemini represents that. It looks like this month it's pretty important that you take the time to kind of look at where you've been investing yourself. Um, it looks like some of you have been actually doing pretty well, but a decision needs to be made on whether to proceed further and what you're involved in, whether this is work, career, creative or artistic projects, or for some of you, even relationships, and make a decision whether you want to continue investing in this or you want, or perhaps some of you have the opportunity to do something else. But it feels like going into February, and I am recording this in the last week of January, some of you are feeling kind of stuck. Maybe not quite ready to make this decision yet. So February looks like the time period where you're thinking about that. So we begin with the energy of the Magician, Major Arcana card, accompanied by the Seven of Pentacles. So the Magician is a card that typically shows up when it's time to, when you have the creativity and the energy that you need in order to kind of begin a new life cycle. Um, Perhaps a new project or something new. There's a creative artistic energy expressed here, and the key to the Magician is kind of commitment, dedication, perseverance. It's about the exercising of your will and intent and focus and concentration in an outward manner to create something externally. And the Magician is kind of it's also ensuring that you have what it takes in order to move forward, to create whatever it is you want to create, whether this is something tangible or something perhaps more spiritual or even in the relationship arena as well. The Magician is very good at what he does, and he's gotten there by practice, by dedication, by focus, concentration, will, and commitment. He's been very dedicated to his craft, and he's worked very hard at it. So he's reached a point now where he has everything that he needs to manifest and create what he wants. But again, the key to it is focus, will, determination, and concentration. Now, the Magician is paired with the Seven of Pentacles. Here we have lovely earth energy, which is the element that governs the suit of Pentacles. So, this energy manifests in our material earthly world and often in tangible things like money, finances, resources, property, job, or tangible results of efforts that we've put into something. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of contemplation and reflection. It looks like the harvest has been a pretty decent one. It's about taking a step back, which goes with the energy of that Two of Swords overall energy. The Seven of the Pentacles is about taking a step back and kind of looking at what you've been investing in. And again, for the specifics of this, it's going to vary depending on who's watching. Look at where you've been putting your time, your effort, your love, your resources, some of you, your money, just your day to day life. The harvest has been pretty good. And this can also be a card for some of you. Some of you, this may be kind of a completion energy. Some of you may be coming to the end of a career path, perhaps thinking about retirement or even doing something different. This could be relationship energy as well. And for some of you, this is going to be, I think, a smaller portion of you, but this is contemplation of a spiritual path or perhaps continuing the next leg of a spiritual path or making a commitment to another path entirely. For some of you, that's what's coming through. So this is a card about taking a step back, looking at the path that you've walked so far and asking yourself, you have with the energy of the Magician, I feel like some of you are feeling a desire to do something new, to move into a new direction. Some of you, this is going to be consideration as to whether to take what you've already been investing in something to another level of commitment. You have everything that you need in order to do that, regardless of what you choose. Again, just it's about taking a step back and looking at everything that you've been investing in up until now. Again, I'm getting a spiritual path for some of you. Some of you may have been exploring, maybe taking a course of instruction, religious instruction, or learning about a certain spiritual path, perhaps even a metaphysical path, and you're trying to make the decision whether to continue further on it. For some of you, this is conversion energy as well. Again, it's going to vary. Retirement's coming through, career path switches is coming through. For some of you, I feel like this is relationship oriented, and some of you are considering whether to make a proposal or accept a proposal, a marriage proposal as well. So it looks like we're ending January and going into February, just kind of taking a step back and taking a look. Not really quite sure where to go from here. Now, next we move into the energy of the Four of Wands, accompanied by the Hermit. So the Four of Wands, we have fire energy here, which is the element that governs the suit of wands. It's a creative, artistic, fiery energy. It's a very dynamic suit. It's about, it's very forward moving and forward looking as well. Again, creative, manifesting. I really feel quite strongly a lot of you are feeling led to kind of start something new, a new life cycle of some kind. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It can be a card of positive completion as well. There's a strong home connection with this card too. It represents family and home harmony as well. And it's celebratory and can sometimes point to an actual celebratory event, such as a marriage, engagement party, wedding, anniversary, birthday, graduation, getting together with friends and family to celebrate the culmination of something, and happy home family harmony as well. Sometimes this is referred to as the happy surprise card too, because it represents something nice, something positive, something which is already looked at in a happy kind of way, but an unexpected element enters into it to make things actually turn out better than you anticipate in kind of an unexpected sort of way. Say you're going to a rather somewhat ordinary get together or party, and you meet the love of your life there, or you make the best business contact of your career there. There's a happy, unexpected kind of blessing energy that goes along with this as well, but with a strong connection to home and family as well too. And it can just, for some of you, represent being at a place in your life where you've come to a milestone. And I feel like for a lot of you, whatever the specifics are, you've come to a milestone in your life, whether that's job, whether that's career, whether that's the successful completion of a project, or a milestone in a project, or a relationship path as well. It feels like you're at kind of a milestone, and this energy of kind of taking a step back and contemplating and being asked to do that is about, okay, so this is where I've gotten so far. Should I continue doing this? Should I invest in something new? Some of you have actually another, I think most of you have another option in front of you. Some of you, this reluctance I'm feeling in making a decision. Some of you, I think there may be some fear that things are actually quite good where they're at, and there's some anxiety and concern that if you make any decisions or any major changes, even if they're positive, that it might kind of upset the apple cart or make waves where you don't want to make waves. Um, yeah. So that Four of Wands is paired with the Hermit, major arcana card. The Hermit is a card of reflection and introspection, which again is kind of the underlying energy over this month for you, Gemini. And the Hermit represents taking a step back, going within, perhaps even for some of you, maybe withdrawing a little bit from your normal day to day activities, or even going away for a little bit to kind of go within and reflect, introspection, try and figure out what path you need to take, because it looks like there's a decision that needs to be made one way or the other. And the Hermit can represent also using the accumulation of your life's experience and wisdom so far, what you've invested in this so far, to help kind of guide you through kind of touching base with your source of spirit, God, your spirit angels, guides, and also the wisdom that you've learned so far that you've gotten in life. You can see that this aged man is slowly making his way across this narrow precipice, and he's using the light of this lantern to guide him. The light of this lantern is symbolic for all of his years of experience and wisdom and everything that he's learned, trial and error. And he's using that, basically his intuition, what he knows, and his intuitive sense, his connection with divine, to help him figure out how to get from one side to the other. So those of you that are facing a decision, you're at a milestone, a completion phase or a milestone, and you need to decide what direction you're going to go in. There's a strong sense of perhaps carving out some quiet time for yourself. Look at what you've put into it so far. Where you at? How do you feel about it? And kind of allow that in your intuitive sense. Ask for clarity and wisdom to help you kind of choose which path that you would be best for you to go on. Now, next we move into the energy of the Six of Wands, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. The Six of Wands is a great card. It's a card of victory, success, triumph. It's also a card of recognition. Some of you may be being publicly recognized this month for your achievements, your work, your effort. This could be a promotion. This could be a bonus. It could be, for some of you, again, retirement energy. Some of you may be starting your own business. Some of you maybe already in business, and perhaps this milestone you've passed is like the first year or the first 2 years or something of that sort. You have worked really hard and your hard work has paid off. That's also another kind of clear theme, regardless of the specifics, that I'm getting through this. The harvest has been pretty good. You've worked pretty hard for it, and you're in this completion slash milestone phase, and there is a certain level of enjoyment about this. Yes, decision needs to be made, but also take the time to kind of acknowledge the work you've put into it, and do enjoy the fruits of your labors as well, because it looks like you've been working quite hard for that, and you are being acknowledged and recognized for that, whether it's just friends and family, perhaps in a celebratory kind of way, or whether it's on a more public level as well. Now, that Six of Wands is accompanied by the Eight of Pentacles, the worker bee card, as I like to refer to this. This shows the slow, steady, successful, step-by-step building up of a stable foundation for yourself. For some of you, this is going to be a financial, material, physical foundation for yourself. And it's entirely because of how dedicated you've been, how much work and effort you've put into that, which again is the key to that magician energy we began with too. This is about taking the creativity and the desire and the passion and the dreams that you have, and using focus, determination, will, commitment to actually create something physical out of it. This is a card of all the work that goes into it. Perhaps getting up early, staying up late, working overtime. If it's a project, being very dedicated to that. Even in a relationship or home and family life, being very dedicated to that. It looks like it's paid off for you, Gemini, and it's time to kind of enjoy that while, again, you're taking some time to kind of contemplate uh, which path you're going to take. And I really do feel like most, if not all of you, have at least two distinctive options in front of you. One of them is to stay and continue on the road that you're on, perhaps in a deeper level of commitment, and the other one is in a completely new way, creating something new, manifesting something new in your life, a totally new life cycle for some of you. Now, at or towards the end of February 2017, we have the energy of the King of Wands, accompanied by the Ace of Cups. Now, for those of you for whom this is relationship energy, the King of Wands will represent the actual individual in your life, likely a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, who is playing a significant role and who is the other person in this relationship, or a love interest of yours, or somebody who is actually coming into your sphere this month. Although I think for most of you for whom this is more of a relationship reading, this is somebody who's you're already involved in a relationship with, be it established or fairly new. The King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, fire energy here. Now, kings and queens represent individuals who have reached the master of their suit. Ideally, they have matured beyond the energy of the page and the knight. So this could represent an older, more mature, reflective individual, not necessarily in chronological age, but just in their maturity, their spiritual, mental, emotional, evolutionary level. But the King of Wands is still a very fiery, magnetic individual because he's governed by the element of fire. Creative, dynamic, not one to rest on his laurels very long. A good leader. People are probably drawn to him. Very magnetic person. And now it's showing up as a king, as a male, but since there's so many of you watching and this is a general reading, this could be a female as well. Again, very dynamic person. Good problem solver, good at getting the job done, inspiring and delegating other people to get the job done as well. can sometimes tend to be kind of spontaneous and impulsive, but because he's showing up as he or she, showing up as a king or queen, uh, they have had enough life experience and wisdom, so that's been tempered somewhat with insight and clarity as well. But they are action oriented people. For some of you, this is going to be the energy of the King of Wands that's manifested for you specifically, which is a great pairing with that energy we began with, again, with the Magician. This is the energy of the King of Wands is about knowing what you want, developing a plan, and going right after it, being aggressive, assertive, focused, determined, and committed to what you're doing. Now, the King of Wands is accompanied by the Ace of Cups. So here we have water energy, which is the element that governs cups. It's about that mercurial, watery world of emotions, feelings, our emotional landscape, relationships, and love as well. All different kinds of relationships and all different kinds of love. Aces represent the one, the beginning, potential. They represent seeds which, if planted and nurtured and taken care of, will grow and manifest to their full potential. For some of you for whom this is not relationship oriented, this is whatever this new beginning, this new cycle, or this new level you're taking something to. It emotionally is very promising. It's at the beginning still, but it's emotionally very promising. It kind of makes your heart beat a little faster. It's very exciting, very enthusiastic, and it has the potential to be something that you find ultimately very joyful and very fulfilling. For others of you, this is going to represent new love and romance, perhaps with this King of Wands individual. Very exciting, kind of butterflies in your stomach energy. It is a new beginning, and the fire and water is a great combination. It's like falling in love, having your eyes opened, the first day of spring kind of feeling. I feel like for a lot of you, Gemini, you're going to spend the month of February kind of in this reflective, contemplative kind of space. Where am I going to go from here? Enjoying again everything that you have accomplished so far. It looks like you've done really, really well. Again, whatever the specifics are, you've done pretty well up till now. A decision does need to be made, a path does need to be chosen, and I feel like most of you get to that point by the end of February, transitioning into March, and you're kind of uh, off and running with a bang, I think, for most of you. So a good month. It looks like a fairly peaceful month, and one for enjoyment. Spending some good times with family and friends. Perhaps even a celebration, an event, a party of some kind, where you are recognized, or perhaps you and your mate, your partner, might be recognized together as well. You may be having an anniversary of some kind this month in relationship, marriage. And again, for some of you, I feel business oriented too, entrepreneurial, like your own business. You've reached a milestone in that as well. So, Gemini, that pretty much wraps up February for you so far. I will see you in a couple of weeks for the mid month February readings. And again, if anyone is interested in a personal one on one reading with me, you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I look forward to seeing you all again in a couple of weeks. And until then, as always, Gemini, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.